Yeah. Exactly. It dying a little bit, a little siggy at a time. You know, I got to spring a question on you, though, Joski Doski. Okay, today's matchup, we've talked about this before, but now we putting it on wax. 007 versus Batman. Who's in there? Who's winning?
Who's winning? Like what? In like a fight? Like is this like a fist fight?
Yep, it's straight up 007 and Batman. They've each been given 3 days to prepare. There is a damsel in distress. Let's call her Jessica Alba. You know,
Well,
Double Seven's got to get Jessica Alba to safety. Batman has to stop him. Who's who,
well,
who's winning that?
why would Batman be trying to stop him? Batman, it's well, the answer is Batman,
Real.
because yeah, I mean, there's Batman is the most prepared person in the world always. He doesn't even need 3 days. Give him 2 minutes, and he somehow has something in his belt that's for it. Batman's. I'm convinced that Batman's utility belt is made of apps because there's an app for everything. So
For sure, he's super prepared. It's tough for me. They're both pretty smart. They're both rich. They both have mad gadgets. I think the preparation part, I think 007 would be able to get in there somehow, sneaky, trap Batman in something he didn't see coming. That's a crafty dude. He's like MacGyver times 100 with like a big bankroll. So I'm going 007, but I'm hesitant because it would come down to some sort of fist fight, right?
yeah, and one learned from the League of Shadows. So
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Batman's very crafty. He's beat Superman, which is a phenomenal feat.
Not bad. I would pay to see that. I'd pay good money to see that. What's
It's
going
just
on, everybody? It's IUWEBGE, and we're here to break down Game 4 of the NBA Finals as the Golden State Warriors took down the Celtics 107-97 on the Celtics home floor. So each team's won a game on the road now. Each team's won one on the road. Joe Doski, what'd you see about last night? And say what's up to the people.
you gotta start doing your questions like this. I must ask you a question.
I gotta grow my mustache before I do that, though.
That's what this is for. What did I see last night? Nothing good, man. I don't know. It's weird. So the problem right now for me, I don't think the Celtics are. They don't win back to back games. It's very irritating to me. I don't think it's happened since the Net series. It just seems like are they play so flat after a good victory, and it's hard to watch because it almost looks like it's rigged. And I've said that to a couple people. I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole sports is a storyline, it's rigged, this type thing. I'm not the biggest fan of hearing stuff like that, and that's probably because being a Boston sports fan, you know how many championships we've won over the past like 20 years. Um, if it were rigged, then that just means everything that I see is all false. So, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's like when we watch the Celtics and we watch how they play from game to game and how well they're playing together and how well they're shooting, but then you see a 6 minute stretch like the one I saw at the end of the game where they just
They got
they
away
they they,
from the
they
game plan.
yeah, they don't want to share the ball. It's like a lot of isolation. You got these guys running up the court, just pulling threes for absolutely no reason. I mean, they probably held like a 2 to 5 point lead for like a large period of time where they just decided that what they were going to do to try to expand the lead was just toss up threes. I'm just like, just drive. They'll chip away and push this lead up. And when they do that, when they've done that, they've won, even against Golden State. But it seems like last night they were like, hey, well, obviously we have the other guys on the other side of the court shooting well.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 minutes total left in this game. let's just go ahead and throw away the game plan and see if we can go ahead and pull out a win. It made no sense to me. So um,
It
I
was
don't know. Like I said, it was a hard one for me to watch. And then the one thing I'm really keeping an eye on is Robert Williams' health. So he was obviously hobbling closer to the end of that game. That could have had something to do with the way that we finished that game potentially, because he obviously was not in. He has been playing a considerable amount more minutes than we usually want him to play, because we know that there's something going on with that left knee that needs to be addressed during the offseason. But I don't know. I hate to see games like that, because now you just gave Steph Curry a lot of confidence. You just put up a 40 bucket, and now they're going back to Gold State. And they're not a team that struggles to win back to back. So we might find ourselves down 3-2, unfortunately.
We'll see. We'll definitely see about that. And you're totally right about Steph. Steph had a day. Steph had a game. He's not gonna play every game like this. I think he ended with 43 points last night, 8 of 9 from free throw, 7 of 14 from three, 14 of 26 from the floor. But some of those threes, and he had a little stretch there where he couldn't miss. The guy wasn't gonna miss. And the refs missed some fouls where those should have been 4-point plays, but he's not going to come out and do this every time. I mean, Clay had 18, Wiggins had 17. If they can contain Curry, which they can, they'll win this series. But that's really the key. And another one is Jason Tatum had another tough night from the floor. 8 for 23 last night from the floor. He did have 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 block shots. Pretty good. But he's going to have to figure out a way to be a little more efficient. But the Golden State defense is nasty. They're just going to have to figure out a way to contain Steph and to rotate a little better. It seems like Golden State sort of figured out how they want to rotate at the top of the arc, or around the arc, I should say. There was a couple of things they were doing a little bit different. They noticed the big men were the ones closing out a lot. And like you and I said the other night, Robert Williams got him off of the arc, but Steph got right around him pretty easy, put a floater up for easy 2. Of course, you'll take the 2 over 3 any time, but containing Steph's going to be tough. Do you think they should play smaller? You think the Celtics should put a smaller lineup in more to help contain Steph? That would be less minutes for Robert. Horford would be more of a true 5 on the floor.
Well, they mixed that up a lot for one. Like their small ball lineup, when Robert Williams isn't on the court, then usually the way that they're looking at guarding Steph when he is on the court at the same time, of course, is to for one, they don't worry about the switches. Whoever gets switched on them, they're okay with guarding them, because everybody on the court can typically play some form of stretch defense. But they put a lot of Derek Williams on him, and Derek Williams was playing him amazing. I mean, there was one play that Williams got around the screen just a little bit late, but still got his hand up and just went behind him and made sure he didn't foul him, but still defended it well. And Steph hit that, and I think maybe the play right after, Steph hit a step back, and Derek Williams got his hand all up in his face, and he couldn't have played any better defense without fouling him, and Steph still hit it. So, like you said, there's games where Steph is going to do that, and what scares me a little bit is that he didn't do that the first 3 games. So
Right.
now you get 4, and it's like, well, we hope we don't get this Steph 5, 6, and 7, because now it's going to make it very fucking hard for us to win. Which is why I don't like not closing out this game. I contribute this game to very similar to what happened in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, when they could have closed out Miami. Now, of course, this wasn't an elimination game, but winning this game pretty much would have made this series I mean, there's only been a couple coming back from 3-1, obviously the Cavs against Golden State as far as finals is concerned, but it was an opportunity that they just missed. They just, and it never seemed like they wanted it. If you look at the body language on them, going back and looking, it just never seemed like they wanted the game. Now with the Jason Tatum thing, what I will say is, I wholeheartedly expect that when this series is over, win or lose, we are going to find out that that shoulder isn't right.
Yeah.
Um, one thing that I was thinking of earlier today, and I've been waiting to ask someone else. When's the last time you've seen Jason Tatum dunk?
Oh wow, it's been a minute.
I don't think he's right. He's turned into almost fully a jump shooter, and that's really affecting him for the most part. Like, yeah, he still has the long arms, so he can finish around the hoop with a like a layup or something like that. But he just there's something not right there, and I think it's affecting his play. I don't think it's in his head. And as great as Golden State's defense is, because they are still pretty good. A lot of people. I know that we talk about the Celtics being a number one defense, but I do believe Golden State finished like fifth. So
Yeah,
we're not far off. They're a Mike Brown defensive team.
yeah.
He's always got his teams up there. But yeah, I just don't think there's something right with his shoulder, which is really affecting the series. Which to me tells me that they have to play as a team, and they can win like that because they're equipped to playing like that, and they've played like that all year long. Which is once again why I'm dumbfounded that that's the way that they chose to end the game yesterday, was playing the complete opposite. Everybody just decided they wanted to play hero ball, and when that happens, they're going to lose the game. And then the turnovers were not really. There wasn't a huge discrepancy there, I don't believe, because I know Golden State was turning it over a decent amount too. But
16 Golden State 16 turnovers to Boston's 15.
okay, yeah, so we even won the turnover battle by one, but you know, it's it's just I don't know.
10 and a half. They didn't the first half they had 10, and that's just so tough. Like you're on pace for 20. They didn't hit
Yeah.
20, so that's good. But man, they've got to figure that out. And I mean, Golden State's double teams on Tatum when Tatum gets the ball, whew, man, they're all over him. They're all over him. And he made a couple good passes yesterday that were like, whoa, that's pretty good. But it just has to happen quicker. And that's a lot. That is asking a lot. It is asking a lot for it to be even faster than he's already doing it. He's gonna have to get the ball, make his move, and know that there's a double team coming, a triple team. There's gonna be a guy willing and ready and waiting to rotate. It's gonna be up to Tatum to find the guy on the court who's open and has an easy path to the basket. Because if three guys are focused on one, there's people open every time. So it's going to be up to him to execute that, and then on the other players to get it done, because the Golden State defense just swarms them. I mean, 8 for 23 from the floor. It's not great. It's not horrible. We've seen worse shooting performances. But they're really giving them hell. They're giving them hell. But they're going to need Tatum to get past these guys. He's going to have to drop a 40 bomb on them at some point.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost necessary to have that game. And I think I can't remember which reporter asked him, or it may have been a former player or something, but someone that was interviewing him, and just saying, like, he hasn't really seemed to be himself, and whether or not he thought that he had to do more or something. He just said it was coming. So my whole question about that is, when is it coming? Because,
Yeah,
like, personally, if you ask me, I think last night would have been the best time for it to happen.
that'd be nice.
Um, like I said, taking a 3-1 lead against those guys, nothing's done until it's over. But you take a 3-1, I have a very, very, very hard time thinking that Boston would not win one of three against against the Golden State. So now it's just I'm pretty much saying we're going seven. We're gonna have to win out there, and that's what I hate the most. I mean, they could shock me. They could shock me and win in Golden State, but I think giving Curry that much confidence was really, really harmful to the team. Like, some of the other players haven't played so well, especially since they got to Boston for Golden State. Now you get to let them go back home. So now the role players will probably be playing a little bit better. Your Klay Thompsons, like, Klay Thompson didn't play well in Golden State, but he's starting to heat up. So now you get to go back there. I mean, they might run us out of the building and take that game. Like, I really do expect them to win in Golden State and us be down 3-2. The elimination game, I think, will be enough to get Boston through Game 6 at home.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have to go back to, but then we would have to go back to Golden State for 7. And one thing that I almost imagine that Coach Kerr would actually have as bulletin board material, even though it has nothing to do with the Celtics, is do we really want this to happen to us again? They do not want to lose another Game 7 on their court. And that's what has always frightened me about this series potentially going to 7. I really want it to be done in 6, but hey,
Oh,
that's been the story of the tape for the Celtics all year, is battling through adversity. Maybe that's just how they like to win. Like I don't get it. The only series that they took personal was the Nets series, and then after that, it was just, hey, let's go out here and play basketball. And I'm not saying that the other teams that they played weren't good enough to push them to 7, but once again, I just think that there's missed opportunities that the Celtics just haven't taken advantage of, and it hasn't happened once this postseason. I was hoping it was going to be last night, and it just wasn't.
right. Yeah. Another thing I'm seeing here is the Golden State Warriors have a larger pool of guys that they put on the floor here. They got, it looks like, a 9-man rotation to the Celtics 8. I don't think it really makes that big a difference, but I think that, I don't know, at some point the Celtics are gonna have to be able to rest their guys that's chasing Clay and Steph around a little more, and that's also asking a lot. This isn't an easy thing that they're trying to do here, but they sure as hell have to figure it out, because who knows when you get back? Who knows? I know Chris Paul would have thought, if Chris Paul in the first couple years of his NBA career, if you asked him how many ships he's gonna get, he'd have said 2 or 3 to be realistic, and we all would have been like, yeah, it should be that or maybe more. Dude's got 0. He's had so many chances to get there, to when he was there, to close out and figure shit out, and it never happened. So it's crucial to take advantage of these situations. It really is. You just never know what's going to happen here. So game 5 is Monday. The Celtics will battle the Warriors Monday at 9 p.m. on ABC. Game 5 in Golden State. What do you think is going to happen in this game? You're going to give us a preview, maybe a score prediction?
Um, I've stayed away from it so far. I don't think I'm going to change that now, but like I said, it's just the confidence level. Unfortunately, I would love to be wrong about this, and if I'm wrong about it, then you guys are going to see a lot more of an excited version of me on Tuesday. Which actually, if that game's on Monday, we probably won't be doing that show until Wednesday, rather. But we'll figure that all out.
Right.
Yeah, we're anybody who does watch this, we're kickball phenomenons, and we have our kickball playoffs. They all happen in one day, so we have and we dropped one at the end of the season, unfortunately, so we have to play a triple header, but we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, like I said, just the confidence level they allowed Steph to have, and which, by the way, there was obviously never anything wrong with his ankle. I hate the media more than anything else. The media, and they did that all week. They pumped him up. Oh, you only had this many points in the fourth quarter. Oh, your ankle not going to work. Oh, well, we don't know. He's questionable. This, that, and the other. Well, how questionable do you really look when you go out and you throw up a 40 bucket? So yeah, the ankle is fine. He was able to tap dance around, travel, and do everything else and shoot threes. So, but yeah, it's going to be a rough one. I don't necessarily know that we'll be able to pull it out, but I'd love to be wrong. Maybe Tatum's game comes in Golden State. I don't know. It would be nice. Steph just came and dropped 40 on our home court. It'd be beautiful if Tatum could go and respond. But once again, I think that shoulder might just be a little bit more messed up than I thought. I think that all came from the play against Giannis and in the semis of the Eastern Conference. So I just don't know if we can get that from him. And if we don't get that from him, I don't necessarily know how we're supposed to go and steal this one in Golden State. So
it's got to be a team. It's got to be a team effort. If they keep chipping away like they did in game 1, they won game 3 also, but game one was the one where they never faltered from their game plan. They just kept doing the same thing: chip away, easy bucket, move the ball, draw in the defense, move the ball, easy bucket. Like they just kept doing it, even though they were just getting twos and then some threes in between, and then more twos and then free throws and then some threes. They ended up blowing them out. They blew the Warriors straight up out of the water. So it was like, okay, you have your game plan. Now let's do it. But now in the heat of the moment, it's always harder. Always. Steph's chucking threes and splashing. Clay's hitting. Wiggins is hitting. It's hard to be out there in the heat of the moment and be like, okay, let's stick to the game plan. No, it's like, no, I can hit threes too. That's totally how that goes. But if they stick to the game plan, these guys are going to get it. Okay, so I'll give you my prediction for game 5. Let's see. We got to put something on the line here. I'm going to say Celtics 104, Warriors 99. Tatum's going to drop 40. Tatum's dropping 40 next game. He's got to feel the pressure now more than ever, because they know they lose one more, their odds of winning the series is so low, so very low. So I think he's going to feel that pressure now. I think he's going to take more upon himself. We'll see how it goes, because as you've pointed out, when Tatum tends to take it more upon himself, so does Brown. And Brown may not have the same kind of success, So we'll see how that dynamic plays, but I think they'll be able to figure it out. They've got a great head coach and coaching staff for sure with Udoka and Eddie House and those guys there. Love me some Eddie House, man. Love me some Eddie House. I think the Celtics will be fine. I think they take game 5 and hopefully take care of business on the road. We'll see once we get there. But
they just have to stop, and I don't know if it's a combination of both of them or what, but mentioning the whole Jaylen Brown thing, I'm telling you, to me, just he wants to be considered on the same level or something. I think they might, their personalities might collide a little bit more than people know sometimes, because I can't explain his actions sometimes on the court. It seems like he just wants to be the one. And right now, or before yesterday's game at least, and I can guarantee you now that that's completely shifted to Steph Curry, but before yesterday's game, Jaylen Brown was the MVP leading candidate for the final series. So I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'll be there next year. I think he might walk or want to go somewhere, which I would love to keep him around. But if it doesn't happen, then I don't mind Tatum's best friend growing up coming in, which is Bradley Beal. He's been a lot more consistent, and he can also, because he's a little bit more of a he's not a point guard. I think he's a 2 guard, but he can run point a little bit. He can run point a little bit more, and that takes the ball Tatum's hands a little bit, which I don't mind. I don't think he should be our main playmaker, and he's kind of being forced to, because Marcus Smart isn't the traditional point guard. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. If they do lose the finals here, there's going to probably be some changes coming of some magnitude. All right. So final thoughts, anything you want to say about this game, the next game, or leave us something valuable for the people to enjoy their Saturday?
Well, I'm just going to say, you'd think that he at least watches or something like that, but maybe he's already having a good time. I don't know, but I just want to say happy birthday to Kai. We're about to go over there and see him pretty soon. Guy made it another year around the globe. So, that's a big accomplishment for everybody. And then other than that, the only thing I have to say about the games, I'm actually going to quote Coach Udoka right now. Stop playing like assholes.
Yeah. Quit playing like assholes. Yeah. Happy birthday, Kaiser. Hope you're enjoying your day. See you soon. Let's get wasted. Let's get white girl wasted. All right, everybody. Hey, enjoy your time. Enjoy your day. Love, peace, and hair grease. We up out of here. As soon as I find my you know what? This is my fault. Here it is.